Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second semi-final of the TSL4, where we are currently watching and playing out CreatorPrime against Sting. So far, CreatorPrime has played a great, solid, very focused on fundamentals in his Protoss play against Terran, but did crack a little bit on that last game. But going over to Ohana now, Autosis, what are you thinking about how this map could potentially play out then?
You know, I feel like this is going to be one that, if Creator doesn't take damage early, will just crush. Once you actually get your Colossus out, it's pretty easy to defend everything. Okay, I mean, yeah, the third's kind of far from the main, but the small ramp up to the natural is really hard to attack into. I'm not sure what Sting is going to be able to do here, but he has to do it early.
Alright, well, let's find out. So let's load into Ohana, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Let's find out how this is going to unravel. Alright, we're in, we're ready, we're going, we're playing. Let's introduce our two players. In the top left, spawning as the Red Terran, just won an Antigua shipyard. Is the comeback viable? It is Sting.
And in the bottom right, our blue Protoss, he only needs one more win to make it to the finals. It is CreatorPrime.
CreatorPrime indeed. A great Protoss player, so solid. But on Antigua Shipyard, of course, everybody's played Antigua Shipyard. Protoss versus Terran, Terran versus Protoss. And it seems, though, that on Ohana, it's very much so mapped out of how Terran plays if they want to play very similar to Antigua Shipyard, how they're going to move out. They take the Xel'Naga Tower, they pressure your ramp, then they drop your main. This is something that has been done over and over again. You think that CreatorPrime can be broken down on a map like Ohana?
It's going to be a lot harder on Ohana to break down than on Antigua, but not as, not as hard as some other maps. Sting could do it. He absolutely could, but I feel like he should be putting on some sort of really crazy early aggression, maybe utilize the terrain of the map. But he's got to be careful with that as well, because this is a great map for two Immortal busts against Terran.
Yeah, those are very surprising and very strong, actually. I mean, when I first encountered it, I'm like, Immortals are pretty bad. And I'm like, oh my god, Immortals are really good because they don't ever die.
Well, they're Immortal opponent.
Yeah, they literally don't ever die. And actually, one of the times I found out that, the worst part whenever I found that out was, I was playing a PvP. And I'm like, God, there's so many more Colossus in this kid. He's got like 5 Immortals. Oh, this is going to be so easy. And then I find out that Immortals literally don't die in a PvP late game battle.
Well, I mean, it's all Colossus. Yeah, they don't do that much damage. And this map in particular, like, for instance, if this probe were to somehow find out that, let's say, Sting's doing like a 2 barracks play. Now, first off, 2 barracks play is kind of weak against Immortal busts, but especially on this map, if you bust those rocks down on the side, then it's really hard for Terran to defend against you coming up from there, because first off, they won't have bunkers in time. Immortals kill those rocks too quick. And you come in from this angle that's very small and takes few force fields, so he's got to be careful not to invoke that response with whatever build he's doing if he doesn't kill Creator right off.
Well, so far Sting is hidden everything, of course, with the double supply depot barracks. The probe is not able to get up there to see anything once again, and we see a factory coming down relatively early on. And there's a second refinery. We very well could see a Cloak Banshee opening, which probably is going to be here. There still are a lot of options to choose from, mix and match a little bit with a Terran build, but that's the most likely option here.
Yeah, I would like to see it too. Or something else that's totally crazy, but by the placement of everything, it really does look like it will be Cloaked Banshee. Now, will he follow it up with a 1-1-1 like he did in all of his games that he did this against first?
He may do, and it is a small map, but look at what Creator's doing. He's actually thrown down 2 additional gateways. An SCV, no way, is going to make its way in, see nothing on the natural, and poke into the main. And oh my god, what a disaster for Creator having this scouted so easily.
Yeah, Sting should be knowing something's wrong here. In fact, Zesty going back down to that natural, but he didn't see the additional gates. But he did see that there was only one gas taken, so from here he should assume that this is like a 3-gate or a 4-gate.
And is he going to build a bunker at home, though? Without a bunker at home, and he's still able to crack through. Of course, though, but Cloak Banshee is the best thing against this. There's no robotics facility coming down anytime soon because of the gateways added on so early. He's going to want to spend gas in sentries and zealots and stalkers to do this attack. So what is Sting doing out in the open like this? I feel very scared for him right now.
Yeah, this is really weird that he brought his Marines down, but he stopped that probe from coming, so right now it might look to Creator like there's going to be a command center back there. But unfortunately for Sting, the Robo does start. The thing is, will he time out these Banshees when an Observer's not there? Because if the Observer's far away, oh man, you're going to kill a lot of probes.
I think Creator kind of knew that this wasn't going to work upon that SCV breaking itself in there. He's just kind of... He hasn't warped in anything else. He's gone back to his expansion, and the 2 gateways become or are rendered useless in this scenario. Of course, they'll be great to warp in units, but he could have had them done and finished. Now, with the probes being a lot higher and the Nexus a lot faster too, so not working out so best. But the first Banshee's on its way out. The robotics facility is done, but he doesn't really have gas for 2 observers if he wants to keep up Stalker production too.
Yeah, it looks like he will have to switch into some more Zealots if he wants to do that. Well, right now we do have 2 more Raxes coming up for Sting here, so definitely going to follow this up with that 1-1-1 style. Tanks, Banshees, Marines, probably a bunch of SCVs as well. But he needs to get some damage done with this Banshee first.
The Observer's making its way out. A second one is not being made. He can at least get 4 probes, maybe more, as the Observer goes further and further away.
And the Banshee, Cloak engaged. He's going to start targeting down more and more probes. There's a Twilight being made, which is completely not what he needs right now. It's not going to help him at all. Not a good choice for what he's going to be up against. And that Banshee going to get out of there, but it did get a decent number of kills.
Marines are coming out from all 3 barracks. Tank has started as well. Banshee does escape with its life, and his meet and greet with another Banshee. It's going to clear up the Zealot and the Zealot Tower, and make its way around, but all the Stalkers are going to try and shoot it down.
Well, any unit he can kill at this point is really nice, and in fact, those Stalkers are out there with the Observer, and now the second Banshee is going to hit the natural, and where is another Observer? There is one in the main, but still, he's going to get several probe kills before it can get down here.
And every probe kill that is taken here just slows Creator down so much to building an army to actually deal with this 1-1-1, and Sting is doing, or playing this out very smartly so far. He's going to have to try and run away, but he's always caught in the middle of nowhere. He will be able to go into dead space, but he can't leave there.
You know, at least he keeps both the Observers sitting there on either side so that he can't cloak and fly in. He is bringing down another Banshee to do some more attacks. But in the meantime, we do have an Observer from Creator actually going into the main base. He knows exactly what's coming right now, and so he's going to know what he needs to do to stop this.
Yeah, and all he needs to do, to be honest, he doesn't even need to build probes right now. He's building over 35, which is kind of the key point. You just kind of want 2 gases, a bunch of minerals, just a big whoop in a lot of units overall. Mortals and Zealots, Stalkers, very mineral heavy. So he has stopped probe production at 38 now, which seems to be very decent, and just needs pylons, chrono boost in the robotics facility, and chrono boost into the gateways, and build a bunch of stuff. But with combat shields and another Banshee coming, Sting's taking his sweet time with this.
Yeah, he really truly is. In fact, Siege Mode just starting right now. He is starting to leave. We will see a bunch of SCVs pulled pretty soon here. Those are going to be timed out that they're at the front of his line when he gets down there. So there we go. The SCVs are being pulled. And now we get to see what type of micro these guys have.
You reckon that Creator can hold on to this, or is Sting going to break through by looking at the overview at the moment?
I gotta tell you, I'm kind of liking Sting's army here. He has the combat shields, a lot of SCVs, and he's retained 3 Banshees, as well as the one that's still in the dead space there, which is making 2 Stalkers stay back.
Ooh, 16 probes with the Protoss army as well. Creator's feeling the pressure too upon seeing that army size, looking to engage before Sting is actually ready. As we see that Siege Tech is not ready, and Creator's going to charge at him.
And here we go, those Marines just chopping through everything, the Banshees as well. No one is able to hit those Banshees yet. They're dealing so much damage, and in fact, with this many Immortals though, Sting is running away.
He is indeed, and Siege Tech is done if he wants to use it. He is now sieging up. The Stalkers get close to all the tanks are going to do a lot of damage to these Stalkers. The Marines just don't die. Neither do the Immortals. It's a very tough battle. But the Banshees, oh my god, have been let loose on these Storms. Remember, with 16 probes gone down, how is he meant to build enough units to actually hold up against this?
Oh my god, this is just so tough. Those Banshees are worth so much right now. The Marines, all they have to do is buffer hits so that the Banshees can actually deal this damage. And the Stalker count is falling.
And if that falls, then the Banshees will never die here. And Sting may start his comeback right here on Ohana. The Immortal goes down, the Marines survive, the SCVs on auto repair. And whoa, Creator leaves the game, and Sting takes the victory.
Wow, look at this. Sting starting a comeback. Now Creator's 3-0 lead is chopped down to a 3-2, with Entombed being next. Definitely a doable map.
Yeah, definitely a doable map. Very possible. From what I'm told by the awesome TeamLiquid admins, Creator did disconnect from that game right at the end, conceded as he returned, and realized, of course, he was super far behind, was never going to win. And things are getting a little bit heated up in Herotosis.
They certainly are. Sting just needs one more game to tie it up and bring it down to game point. But, you know, the game point map would be Metropolis, and that's going to be one of the harder ones because it's a big one. But let's focus on the next map. It's Entombed. Can Sting do it?
I don't know. He's got a lot to utilize on this map, whether it be his image, whether it be some crazy strategy, of course, in terms of aggression early on, whether it be barracks or factories. We can talk a little bit about it a little bit more in just a couple of moments while we go over to a commercial break. Is Creator going to be able to do it? Is Sting going to be able to? Let's find out after this.